I know how this got passed. It's because of the people who are the grassroots, who wanted this, who needed this, who expressed the importance of this. You're the ones who ensured this got done. Now let's trace the history of what got us to the front porch of the governor's mansion today. When did this begin, Robin? It began when the brightest founders of any nation in the history of the world inserted Article 5 into the United States Constitution. It expanded here in the state of Texas. You know, I'm proud that so many of you had the opportunity to tour around inside the governor's mansion for the very first time. If you did, you saw hanging on the wall right here, right on the other side of that historical seal, is a picture of Sam Houston. Right up there in that bedroom, just on the other side of that balcony up there, is a Sam Houston bedroom. Sam Houston was the first president of the nation of Texas. He later went on to become a governor of the state of Texas. But the point is this: Texas, from its very beginning, was a nation and a state that believed in liberty more than anything else, that fought and died for that liberty, to ensure that it would be safeguarded forevermore. Since that time, that fight for liberty has continued. Two sessions ago, you all hiked up that hill and got passed out of the Texas House of Representatives a Convention of States plan. In the interim after that, Tamara, is when I gave that speech. I gave the speech expressing and outlining the reason why we needed a Convention of States. Now for me, this was not an overnight revelation. For me, I learned the reason why we needed a Convention of States because of the time that I spent in the trenches, in pitched battle against the forces of the federal government that had hijacked our nation, had themselves reinterpreted and reapplied the Constitution contrary to the way that it was written. A battle that led to me setting an all-time record that will never be broken, suing Barack Obama 31 times. And that led to a book that some of you brought today that I autographed, a book telling in part my story about those lawsuits, but also telling the story about how the Constitution of the United States of America took a hard left turn a century ago. And the leftists in this country have continued to push the Constitution down a pathway absolutely contrary to the way that it was written and the way that it was intended. But we know something. We know the first three words of the Constitution. And it ensures, Robin, that we the people have the power to restore the Constitution to its original intent. In the aftermath of my speech, I worked side by side with one of the most brilliant lawyers ever to work in the state of Texas. He worked for me in the Attorney General's office. He was the one who was the architect of my 31st lawsuit against Barack Obama, the one that put a stay, an injunction, a stop to Barack Obama's illegal rewriting of the immigration laws in the United States of America. He was the one who helped me research all the way back to the very beginning of Article 5, and he's continued to work with me in the governor's office. He's the man right over here in the coat and tie, Andy Oldham. Thank you, Andy, for your great work. But here's the key point. To get get to the threshold of the governor's mansion today took far more than everything that I've talked about so far. What it took was you. As we went into the session, yes, I declare this to be one of my emergency items for Texas to pass the Convention of States. But it took more than an emergency item. You all saw that even after I declared it to be an emergency item, there were layers of pushback, layered obstacles for us to be able to get this done. And it took an entire army of more than 100,000 Texans who insisted that Texas would take a lead in passing the Convention of States. One thing that I knew whenever I showed up at the Capitol during the course of the session is when the Convention of States people were at the Capitol. I could hear it. I could feel it. I would know it. You made a difference. Your insistence, your perseverance, to the very last moment, ensured that moment occurred moments ago when Senator Birdwell and Representative Burns were up here handing you the joint resolution making Texas the 12th state to ensure that we will support a Convention of States in the United States of America.